Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I want to say good morning because it's extremely early for me, but I'm sure it's a lovely time for everybody else, which is the point, and that's why I have this time open on my calendar. So happy to do it. And welcome to KitKats over here. Big claps.
Hello.
Some of you, well, actually, I was going to say you're quite a newcomer to the server. I was looking at what sort of date you joined. Oh, I just broke my own rule and I had the stream up, but not the volume turned down. So we just had a little loop. Oh man, I'm starting well. But yeah, I was just going to say you are quite a newcomer, but you're also very sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Present, I suppose, in the 2v2 sort of scene and around the place. So if you haven't seen KitKats in VCs and around the place, I would question how much of a under the rock you're being on the server. So I would say well done for being quite new to the server and actually sort of putting yourself out there, because a lot of the time people have have at least sort of 6 months or so. It's been my experience that they kind of poke around and aren't too sure and don't know quite how to make those kind of strong connections with people in the beginning. And I had that period myself. Oh no, you know what I've done, KitKats, is that you sent the game, but I actually am using my alt IGN and I didn't say that.
Oh no.
Sorry. Could you please resend to Jenna
Yeah.
Gear PC? I
Yeah,
only really
absolutely.
use that IGN for this stream, and I forgot to say. This is what I get
That
for
is
trying to
perfect.
delegate tasks, but
This is what I get for
then
trying to help.
didn't give you the right information. Now let me apologise to G. I hope she didn't have a good starting hand.
I didn't though, so I'm completely okay
Oh,
with
okay,
that.
okay, cool,
So
cool, cool.
it's the same thing just with PC at the end?
Oh no. Yeah, just with
Nope.
PC at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Let me just tell G because I don't think she's here. Sorry, G. We need to resend. Sorry if anyone didn't get that. KitKats kindly offered to send the game, which I was like, oh hell yeah! Like somebody else do the paperwork for once. But then yeah, I almost exclusively use my. That was a bit loud. Sorry, and my husband's probably trying to sleep. Almost exclusively used Genegia as my IGN, but occasionally I will use this one, which is my PC account. But that's okay. We'll get started in a sec. I don't think Grains and I are finishing that, so let's ditch that game.
Okay.
And now there's a raven in the tray, so I'm sure that made up for it. The wingspan gods knew that we
Yes.
gave up pileated. Very, very nice.
Eggs would have been nice, I guess, but whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, back to what I was sort of saying is that yeah, I think you've done a great job of sort of putting your best foot forward and putting yourself out there and sort of jumping into the social swimming pool, into the deep end perhaps, especially with signing up for this stream. So you're very welcome, and we're glad to have you. And
Yeah.
yeah, I suppose tell us a bit about what drew you to Wingspan and I suppose the server sort of mid this year, and what's your experience been like so far?
Yeah, so I used to play tabletop Wingspan like years ago. Not that long ago, but like 2 or 3 years ago.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, it's probably been like like 4 or 5 now at this point, whatever.
Mhm.
And I was just kind of like looking for another like chill, relaxing game to play. So I started playing Wingspan, and as you know, like when you're in game, it gives you the Discord link to the Wingspan other Discord.
Yeah.
And through that, I met some people, joined the tournament Discord. I got really into it. I'm very competitive,
Mhm.
so to have like more competitive people to kind of push my knowledge there was
Yeah. Sure.
nice. Um, so I got more and more into it, and then I got like invited to try a 2v2, which I thought was really cool because I
Mhm.
like being in voice chat with people
Yeah.
when I'm playing games. So I got really into that. So I think that's that's when I started to really get hooked on it, was like the
Mm.
2v2s. Multiplayer is a nice thing, a little chill thing to do kind of throughout my day, but um 2v2s has got to be like where my heart is with Wingspan.
Nice. Oh, that's cute. I love the sort of, I don't know if it's a resurgence, but it even almost the like surgence of 2v2 as being very popular. I mean, it's always been something that everyone kind of liked, but it's really been the push towards playing regularly, and that sort of demand to then have your own channel that they've set up recently, and kind of the demand for those games has kind of skyrocketed from what I've seen in the last few months. And yeah, it can only be great for the server, in my opinion. And I mean, chatting in VC isn't for everyone, but I do think it can be the quickest way to get to know somebody as well, and to really get the full benefit of the social opportunities that the server kind of provides. Because as soon as you've got a handful of people that you're sort of familiar with, at least was my experience, you become much more confident, sort of putting yourself out there. I suppose it depends on the kind of person that you are. But my
Yeah.
experience was that last festive season, so coming up on a year ago now, I'd been with the server, maybe 8, 9 months by that point, and wasn't sort of confident, particularly with my time zone. I felt a little bit isolated, and I felt
Mm.
like nobody really knew me. And I'm not sure G got the message that we resent. Let's just
Yeah,
ping
I
her
don't.
again. We resent. Cool. We'll just ping her again. That's right. We can chat. Um, and yeah, from getting really into festive, which I guess is kind of my favorite mode to play much more cooperatively than even 2v2.
Yeah.
Just jumping into random games, even as being quite an introverted person, that kind of, it was usually 2 player or 3 player festive, and just having that kind of one-on-one connection with someone, having a chat, is such a shortcut to getting to know somebody. And those friendships that I started like December last year have really become really important to me, and carried me throughout this whole year. So really grateful that I kind of took that plunge, and yeah, I would recommend it to anybody who I mean, I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was speaking with Pcran, and he said that sort of getting on the stream was his kind of way of doing the same thing, of sort of putting himself out there a bit more, and making some of those connections that maybe he felt that he was lacking around the server. So yeah, I suppose everyone has their
Yeah.
own way of doing it, and some people are maybe naturally a bit more outgoing, and it isn't quite such a big deal. But definitely will champion my. I'm not necessarily shy. I just can be a bit reserved sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we
Well,
got there. Excellent.
yeah, we did get our game going, which is awesome.
So yeah, if you wanted to, while I pick my starting hand, maybe just tell us a bit about yourself. I know you told me a whole lot about yourself in DMs, and I was really happy to see that. So yeah, feel free to impart some of that to the viewer, like where you're from, a little bit about you. Let me just have a look at these cards.
Yeah, so I grew up in Indiana. I've moved out to the East Coast and lived in New York and Connecticut for a while and ended up moving back home. So I've definitely lived all over the place. But I've settled here. I bought a house about a year and a half
Oh
ago.
wow,
My
congrats!
first house, which is awesome. Yeah, thank you. And I'm living here with my boyfriend and his 9-year-old son. Which is it's all very new. We just had our 2-year anniversary 5 days ago,
Oh
6 days
wow,
ago.
also
So
congrats! It's all good
thank
news.
you. Yeah. So um I spend a lot of time playing video games. I work from home, which is
Mhm.
nice. I like I have an amazing dog. I have like the best. dog ever.
Oh, what sort of dog?
Uh, he's a dachshund, so he's a wiener dog.
Sorry, the way you just said, pronounce it in Australia more like dachshund. So yeah,
Yes,
you
yeah, that
said,
is.
and I heard it more as like dachshund, and I was like, wait, what? And then my early morning brain kicked in, and I was like, it's a sausage dog.
Yes, yeah.
Amazing,
So,
amazing. All right, G has drawn birds. Hannah's drawn birds. You have drawn birds.
yep.
Okay, well, I've done a sneaky because nobody perhaps was paying attention, and
Yeah,
I've,
you
I've
did.
I've done the thing. So yeah,
Oh, goodness.
sorry.
Yeah, that stinks. I don't have a water bird right now.
I was
So,
like, whoever puts a bird down gets eggs. Whoever doesn't does not get any eggs.
and none of us did.
None of you did. Mwahahaha. Mwahahaha. Um, so yeah, that's good. Off to a
That
good
feels good,
start.
though. I'm sure that feels great.
The most evil turn one move. All right. So just interrupting. I didn't actually say hello to the chat. So we've got Michael. We've got Gunny Gopher. Not familiar, but welcome. We've got Katagus. Jay's here. Hello, Jay. Hen, obviously, and Hen's in the game. We've got Terminator. We've got Lila, who I believe is the Krypton librarian. Jimmy Green saying massive KitKat fan. Welcome, welcome. Perhaps a personal friend, not sure. And Dominic Allen as well. I think you've got a bit of a renter crowd, KitKats. Am I wrong on that?
I do. No, I do. Yeah, so Dominic Allen is actually my boyfriend.
Oh, cute. Welcome.
Yeah, Cass is my best friend. I'm sure that a few
Oh,
of these
Cass, yeah.
people, I don't recognize their YouTube names, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I sent this out to a few people
Oh,
because I figured
cute.
that they would probably enjoy to watch. So
That's nice. I love it. You're like, I'm doing this thing where I'm playing Wingspan with this random Australian person. Come and watch.
well, I also like love spreading the word of Wingspan. So I'm
Yeah.
like, specifically my friend Cass, I've been trying to get her to play, and I was like, maybe you just want to watch it. Maybe that would get you interested.
Mm.
So
Oh, next time, say, and we can put. I mean, if they have IGNs, we could play with your friends. It doesn't have to be people from the server. That could be fun.
yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah, it
haven't
could
done that
be. I
before.
don't think, yeah, I don't think any one of them, uh, any
Force
one of
them.
them actually
Force
play
them.
Wingspan. I want them to.
It's a cult. Join us. Yeah,
Oh my
very cool.
gosh, we just had the spoonbill played. The
Oh.
spoon-billed sandpiper. So not only am I gonna miss out on eggs, I'm very likely also going to miss out on a bonus card too. So that's great.
Oh, will I have to spend my precious, precious eggs to get a bonus card? That's an interesting choice. Maybe. That is also a very, what's the word? Morning brain. A very baller first turn move there, Hen. So I think that's
Yeah.
payback. Um, yeah, I like that comment from Hen. Never playing this game again. Frickin' first turn golden pheasant. Oh, hello, darling. Odin, my old man black cat, is on the desk here, and he just put his paw out and put his paw on my
Oh.
arm. Oh, sweetheart. He was right up in my way, sitting in front of the screens, and I couldn't see. And so I put down, the trick with cats where you like put like a square on the floor or like a shape, and they'll like be inclined to sit on it. Have you ever seen that phenomenon?
Yes, I definitely have.
Yeah, so I grabbed he was in the way, so I grabbed a scarf and folded that into like a rectangle and put that on part of the desk, and he promptly laid down on it. I was like, oh, tricked you, tricked you.
That is a great idea.
All right.
I
So am I ditching eggs or am I ditching maybe this bustard? Yeah, maybe one of each.
hmm.
Um,
You have a good amount of eggs right now, and that bustard even helps replace the egg if you lose one
That
or
is
two.
true, but I do also like the white-headed duck, and I don't have a wetland bird, so that is the thinking there. Um, white-headed duck just barely scrapes for large bird, and I don't want forest ranger, so let's go with that. Bit of synergy as well. I rodentologist and large bird, so there is a tip for you, open hand wise. You can deny me large rodent birds, and perhaps that will be revenge for the golden pheasant play.
There you go.
Uh, uh,
Let's see here. So I've got. I don't even know. I'm gonna go ahead and just, I think, play this and.
I suppose one of the reasons that I
I
am
played that with the
willing
wrong.
to stream at this completely unhinged time in South Australia here is that I suspected the chat would be a lively one, and I'm always for that.
Yeah.
If it's a really bad time for me, it must be a really good time for everybody else. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I um I bleed for you guys. I bleed for you guys. Um, and
That's a good way of
also,
looking at it.
yeah, I had to sort of panic message you about half an hour ago because my again my early morning brain couldn't fathom. And I have to say props to Calendly, which is the app that I use to do my scheduling because
Yeah.
I was panicked because I woke up and I looked at the kitchen clock, which doesn't automatically update. It's a manual thing, and I looked at the kitchen clock on the stove and it said 4 a.m. And I was like, oh no, it's 5 a.m. And then my brain clicked and I was like, oh, daylight saving just started in South Australia. So clocks went forward by an hour at like midnight, which was 5 hours and 53 minutes ago. Or maybe it does it at 1 a.m. I don't know. Anyway, in the middle of the night, the clocks go forward an hour.
In the middle of the night. I don't even know. I didn't know that Australia had daylight savings because we have daylight savings
Yeah.
here too. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I just know that I'm the same with you. I think it changes at like 3 a.m. my
Oh, yeah, that
time,
sounds right, actually. So I was like,
but I'm
well,
not sure.
did KitKats. Well, KitKats obviously wasn't aware that daylight savings was a thing. And I was like, well, when we planned the time, did they know? Did she know that it was like an hour forward for me, but just before we were going to start the stream? And I was in a bit of a tailspin. And then I just asked you, and you were like, no, no, we're good to start at the time that I
Yeah.
thought we were going to start. And I was like, okay, cool. So props to Calendly for knowing that. Ooh, I will take an already 4 point Omni. That is very good.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, daylight savings can definitely be the like lady with the formulas meme, like trying to calculate what's going on. And it's made a lot easier, but also sometimes a lot more complicated by the fact that some things in your life, like your phone and your computer and things, will automatically update now. Whereas 20 years ago, they absolutely didn't. They weren't smart enough for that, and it was always a challenge. And I remember when I used to work at McDonald's in my teens, it'd always be one or two people the next day who would rock up for work an hour late, and you'd have to be like, oh, there's always one.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Daylight savings doesn't start here for another month. So when you said that, I actually kind of had a little bit of a panic moment. I was like, did I lose like a whole hour of sleep last night? I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. I had to double check, but I knew that it wasn't yet.
Well,
But
I
with
always
the
thought, I
month
always,
just changing, it kind of threw me
mm,
off.
I always thought that daylight savings here was like summer plus a month on either side, but obviously it's 2 months away from our summer, so I don't know whether that changed at some point, or maybe I always had it wrong, or who knows. Daylight saving is just a giant question mark for everybody. And a lot of people in Australia kind of hate it because our country goes from having three main time zones to having like six different like fractures the whole thing because Queensland doesn't do daylight savings and somebody's going forward an hour and some are going forward half an hour, and It's insane. It's crazy. So yeah, fun times. I'm sure we can find something more fascinating to talk about than daylight
Oh
savings.
yeah, the daylight. I'm sure we
So
can.
feel free to
It's good.
change the
Hey, we're just
subject.
keeping the conversation going.
We're just
That's
rolling
good.
along. All right, let's see
Yeah.
what everyone's got down. So G doing a bit of digging with that dipper. That's a very nice opening bird. Hen's got the willy wagtail down, so perhaps maybe some Rule 16s heading your way. Yeah, we talk about the weather next. Well, actually, and you've got the noisy miner, which are very, very welcome. We get noisy miners where I live, so they're always kind of around the place. They always look very unimpressed, noisy miners, by the way, and they make horrible, horrible noises.
Oh, they're the most annoying bird in the game.
Oh dear. All right, what am I doing? Probably drawing. I want the chiff chaff? I don't know. I probably want to at least block the chiff chaff, I guess.
Do you though? Yeah, probably for that dipper.
Oyster catcher. Yeah, let's take it, I think. Good stuff. But yeah, it was just briefly on the weather. It was unseasonably warm yesterday, and I suffered because I hate the hot weather. I live in South Australia, which is a very hot place a lot of the time. We tend to have quite, I think, Californian sort of weather, perhaps. But yeah, very hot summers. Very dry in South Australia.
Yeah, it's 86 today, which is
Oh
kind of
wow,
insane
so
for the
hotter
first
than
week of
what we were
October.
yesterday. Okay, I did convert yesterday's temperature into Fahrenheit for my friends in the US. I was talking to on DMs, and I don't know why I said that like I was talking to Hen. And it was 83, I think. So it wasn't that hot for Australia, but it was like suddenly 83 from being like, I don't even know, like 60s maybe for a lot of the last few months. Hello, he just stretched out. He's very sweet.
Aw.
So sorry, your sausage dog. What's the sausage dog's name? I must know.
It's Django.
Like
Which
Star
he's
Wars.
named. Yes!
Yeah,
Oh my
nice.
gosh, most people don't get that.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yes.
Yeah, I am a fellow nerd, so I got you. I understand.
Yes, so
Um,
he's Django.
that's so cute.
Um, yes, it was hard. It was honestly really hard picking out a name for him, but I eventually made it happen, and
Oh,
it fits him really well.
nice. Yeah, I went with for my cats' names. I went with gods. So I've got Odin and I've got Apollo. And my next cat, I'm gonna get a girl cat, and I'm gonna call him Morrigan, which is a Celtic god. So I some people
That's
hate that I
awesome.
like mixed pantheons of gods, but I quite like it.
I love that. Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think the I'm not like a huge I don't have like a lot of knowledge about any of the different gods
Hmm.
like that, but I like that. It's really awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
And
So
Morgan is just makes me think of characters from like books and stuff. So
right, right.
that's all I
It is
think of.
actually a reference to my favorite video game series, which is Dragon Age. I don't know if you've ever played that.
Oh,
Um, heard of
I
it
haven't,
maybe?
but I
Um,
have definitely heard of it.
oh, good, because a lot of people haven't even heard of it, and I'm just like, no, it's so good. I guess Dragon Age is kind of my Roman Empire, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. Morrigan is a character in the Dragon Age series that's voiced by Claudia Black, who is a very I don't know if you're into Stargate or what was the one she was better known for? Farscape. She was in. She's a very very talented actress and does really great voice work. So Yeah, big props to Claudia Black, and my husband has a massive crush on her. So,
Oh, I'm sure.
I think I'll get the Morrigan name, through to the keeper, probably because of that.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we can keep that one.
Yeah, and fun fact: Apollo is a reference to the god, but also reference to Battlestar Galactica, because I really like
Mm.
the I can't even think morning brain of the character's actual name, but his like tag, his like pilot name is Apollo, and he's played by Jamie Bamber, who I have a massive crush on. So
There you go.
there you go.
So you get to have a cat named after a character who you have a massive crush on the actor of,
Yeah,
and then your spouse does as well.
it's only fair. It's only fair. Oh, he's up
Yeah.
now. He said, "You put me in the box, but then you called me out for sitting in it." So, hello, darling. He's very confused why I'm awake at this time. Mwah.
Oh,
Hen,
so cute.
Hen, another Jamie Bamber fan. Amazing, amazing. All right. So I want to play this barn owl. Is it a barn owl? It is a barn owl, but where to put it? It is a cat. It is a cat. This is Odin. He's a very spooky boy this month. We tell him he's a spooky boy, and he is 17, so he is old man,
Aw.
and he is quite often old man yells at cloud in recent times because he's got lots of feelings that he needs to tell the world about.
Oh, that's so cute.
So let's go wetlands, I think.
Full Rule 16 in the forest. It's just too bad that I do not have a card drawer right now. I had no choice but put a catbird. I had nothing
Yeah, I
else.
wondered about that. Whether it's always, I always like to put my copy bird after the brown power I intend to copy with it. So, naked catbird is a choice.
Yeah, it's just the complete lack of card drawing. I didn't want to keep single drawing, and there were no
Yeah,
wetland birds in the tray like a single time.
I feel you. I feel you. I understand. Um,
And now my choices still aren't great. I have a couple wetland birds now, but they're not the greatest.
it's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. Speaking of video games, you mentioned that you're a big video game fan. What sort of games do you like to play?
I mostly lean into like first person shooter games.
Mm-hmm.
Battle Royale is like my favorite genre of
Mm-hmm.
video game. Um,
So that's things
I
like, from my limited knowledge, League of Legends. Is that a battle royale? Trying to think.
no,
No. What's the other
no,
one
so
that's super popular? But it's basically just
Fortnite
Fortnite. Yeah,
is
that's
like,
what I was reaching for.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's like the biggest battle royale. I'm not a great,
Oh,
like, I'm not
maybe
a
my
huge fan.
understanding of what League of
But
Legends is completely messed up. Then I'll need to
it
figure that
might
out.
be. Yeah, um, League of Legends is like an arena game, I guess.
Ah,
I
right,
don't even
right.
know. I don't know the exact. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. There is another genre for those types of games, but
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I've always been
Ah,
a
it's kind
big
of
fan
like
of.
Dota. Okay, sure.
Yes, it's the
Yeah,
same
my
concept
husband
as
plays
Dota,
Dota,
pretty
so
much.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
So,
So battle royale games like Fortnite, interesting. Do I have experience in those sorts of games? Not really. I think they're kind of a little bit anxiety inducing for me, so it's not it's not a genre that I enjoy myself. But that's cool. Um,
yeah.
what was I going to say? First person shooters. I have played a few. I am much more heavily into sort of sword and shield fantasy type games rather than swords rather
Mhm.
than guns. But I have been known to play Mass Effect and also Uncharted. So
Mhm.
they're probably the main two that I've ever played with as a shooter game. But
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
I've always been a big fan of shooters. Like, I mean, when I was really young, I think my first like exposure to video games, like a Super Nintendo and Game Boys, and playing all of those kinds of games. But
Hmm.
then when I was like 12, my dad had Call of Duty on his computer, and that just like exposed like a whole new era of gaming for me. And I've been playing PC games since I was so 12, which is like 17 years now. So um, a lot of experience in playing games on PC, and first person shooters have always just kind of been my go-to. I think that's like my competitive side, and it keeps me on the edge of my seat. So
Nice.
very entertaining in that sense for me. But I also like a lot of other games. Like I'm really on a big Planet Coaster kick right now. Um, I
Planet
like love
Coaster.
playing Wingspan. So
I would be worried if you didn't love playing Wingspan.
I love Wingspan.
How did you say Planet Coaster? Let me look that up.
I don't know if you ever knew about like Roller Coaster Tycoon
I
was.
know that, and to break my rule, I know that Scott Sword plays it and streams it
Yes.
sometimes. That's about all that I know about it. I know that that's a real nostalgia game for him, so it must be kind of getting up there. So is this sort of a bit of a more modern version of that?
Yes, it is. So they released a newer version called just like Planet Coaster.
Hmm.
I don't even know how long it's been since that came out. And they just came out with Planet Coaster 2 this year. So,
Okay, cool. I
um
might look into that.
yeah, it's entertaining, keeping track of your guest happiness and creating like just overall like an amusement park and having it be successful. It's very creative, I think. You can
Nice,
get some people get really creative with like creating the different buildings and rides and stuff. So really
nice.
cool.
Has it got a little bit of like a Simsy sort of vibe, or?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because you have to kind of keep your scenery ratings up, and um you have to control like the prices and keep your guest happiness up and keep track of your staff, and
Yeah,
so
cool.
it is almost it's very sim like. So
Hmm. When you were saying that kind of action sort of shooter games, you like that kind of immediacy, that kind of edge of your seat kind of thing. I suppose that's the complete opposite of what I'm looking for in a game. Most
yeah.
memorably, did you hear about Silk Song and Hollow Knight? Have you ever played those?
I have wanted to play Hollow Knight
Mm.
for a long time and just never have. It's
It's a
just never
very
what
pretty
I.
game, and it's got
Yeah.
great music. And it depends if you like Metroidvanias and things like that. But basically, I struggled through Hollow Knight almost all the way through. I'm not really big on hard boss fights or hard platforming. And that series
Yeah.
has both. So it's like I tried to push through the barrier of not really liking both those things, but loving the concept and the art style and the music and like everything about it except actually playing it, which is interesting.
Oh.
And shout out to Team Cherry, who are a indie developer. They're actually based in my city, so they've put out this absolutely massive launch a month ago of Silksong, which is the sequel to Hollow Knight. Very highly anticipated, and so I've had like Silksong on the brain all month, but it is even harder than the original, and there's even harder boss fights, and there's even harder platforming, and I've just been so upset that I just do not have the skill level. And even if I did, that type of thing is quite anxiety inducing for me. Like I'm the kid like when I was in my like kind of early video game era, was when I was a kid. My older brother, I would just pass him the controller and say, "Do my boss fights for me," because I don't
Oh,
want to.
I was always the person who was handed the controller.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. We would have been a
Yes,
good
yes.
pair.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I finally caved. Although I do like watching speed running of Silksong. That's kind of been my way to enjoy the game, and sort of be a part of the whole thing, but not have to actually play and upset myself with the
Yeah.
difficulty. So I've been watching a lot of speed runs the last the last month and really getting to know the game by watching somebody else play it. But then I finally caved and went, oh, I wanna play a little bit of it myself at least. Sorry, I'm holding us up. Oh, so many good large bird omnibirds in the tray, and I don't think I can justify drawing cards again. Oh, I really want that trumpeter swan though.
The trumpeter swan's really good for you.
It is really good for me. Screw it, I'm doing it. And I want the azure tit too, because I do like that bird. Yeah, we'll do that, and then I don't need to draw again. I don't think so. I think I've probably set for like the rest of the game. What was I saying? And so I finally caved, and I downloaded it on PC, where I was previously playing on Xbox through Ben's Game Pass account, and I modded the crap out of it to make it easy, because they don't have an easy mode, and I'm so big on an easy mode in my games because I like to approach them from a place where the skill level isn't quite so demanding, because I really want to relax, and playing a difficult game isn't very relaxing for me. It might be for some people, but it's not for me. So even games that I really enjoy and can play on higher difficulties, I tend to play them on easy or story mode, because I just don't really want that challenge in terms of the gameplay. Like, I enjoy like clicking buttons and having the player jump when I make them jump and etc., and a little bit of platforming. But I really am in it for the experience and the story, and what they want to offer me in terms of visuals and the music and etc. That's kind of what I want to get from games. And so it's a little bit frustrating to me when a game doesn't have an easy mode.
Yeah.
Because it sort of feels like it's not my kind of the kind of player that I am hasn't sort of been considered by the developer. And I will champion that there is no right way to play a video game. It's entirely in your hands, literally, how you want to play a game. But something like Hollow Knight and a Metroidvania is really good because it's quite non-linear, in that you get to kind of choose where you want to go, and there tends to be like multiple paths through a game, in terms of having a large map that is quite open world. So do you enjoy open world sort of games, or do you like things to be quite kind of linear and we're on this level and beat this level and then it puts you to the next level sort of thing?
Yeah, so I tend to I tend to like those um open world games. I I really have to be in the mood for it. But
Sure.
I do tend to like them. I like RPGs and things like that tend to be open world and just kind of guide you in the general direction that you need to go.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, I actually recently just finished, and it was really hard for me to get into it, but I just finished it, and I'm so glad I did a full playthrough of Pokemon Arceus, which
Okay.
is like completely open world.
Sure.
Um, but I played a lot of the popular RPGs, World of Warcraft and things like that. Those are probably the most open world that I lean into when
Sure.
I'm really in the mood for it.
Yeah, yeah, nice. I played a bit of World of Warcraft in my misspent youth, in my early 20s. I was a troll hunter, and I was a terrible, terrible troll hunter. So I always had PvP turned off, because I would just get picked off. So I was very much doing my own thing with my little tiger pet and didn't really know how to kite. And yeah, I was a terrible hunter player. My husband definitely has a very low opinion of my skills in World of Warcraft, which I suppose I didn't kind of get the full experience because I didn't do like the dungeon crawls and things like that. Whereas
Mm.
Ben has in the past been a part of like guilds and things in those types of games, and has properly like done that part of it. But again, I was in it for the story and just chilling out, doing like fetch quests and things like that, doing my own thing. So it's all good. Um, Looking at the game, what's going on? Hen's saying, I don't know if anyone else caught that sick Willy Wagtail flip.
I did.
What
I
was it?
did. Yeah, flipped Red Start, Willy Wagtail, and Sri Lanka Blue Magpie. And
Oh,
like my jaw dropped. I was like, oh, I ended up grabbing the Red Start and the White Wagtail for myself. But
nice.
yeah, she was able to snag up that Sri Lanka Blue Magpie.
Oh, of course, because it's a bowl nest. Nice. Yeah, the tray flips be wild with the woolly wagtail, which we also get in my backyard, and they are very cute. And Apollo, my ginger cat, often goes
Aw.
at them.
Yeah.
Um, cool. All right, I definitely need to start doing some stuff now that I have some good cards in my hand. So I think we'll get Chippy down. I did find Chippy in the midst of all that, so blessings
There you
on
go.
my house and my game. Um, RCT. Oh yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Terminators, shouting out, being a big Scotswood fan
Yes.
himself. Um,
Yep.
and
I
you know,
loved when he played that.
shout out to
I was like,
Scotswood as
no
well.
way. Yeah.
We miss that guy. He will be back at some point. I mean, he's around the place a little bit, but yeah, new baby is definitely a commitment, and one that I personally would never. But blessings on Scott. Um, but yeah, I am happily child free and have endless free time as a result to do things like wake up at 5 a.m. and do my Wingspan stream. So this is good.
Uh,
So what would you say your number one video game is, perhaps as a kid and now present day?
oh my goodness. So, as a kid, it was Zelda Ocarina of Time. I
Nice.
have a lot of really good memories with that. I
Mm-hmm.
actually played that with my grandma, while like she had cancer.
Oh
So
no,
we would, and I was in school, so we would stay up like really late playing that
that's
together.
so
And like on
sweet.
school nights, my mom would be like yelling at my grandma to stop
Oh,
playing video games
you're
with
the
me.
responsible adult.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have some really great memories with that, other
That's
than the fact that
lovely.
it's also just a wonderful game.
Yeah.
Um, as an adult, it's hard to pick like all-time favorite game. Um, I've put a lot of hours into games. I've played a lot of different games. Um, I really, really, really love this game. It's another battle royale, but it's super small. Not a lot of people know about it. It's Super People is what it's called.
Super
But the
people.
developers
Okay.
have kind of let it die
Oh no.
multiple times.
Right.
They actually recently came back a few weeks ago with a re-release, and I was super pumped for it. But it's almost dead again. So
Oh
unfortunate,
no.
but it happens. So
Yeah.
really just trying to find another game that I really love,
Sure.
but I play so much. It's hard to like really say this is my favorite
Yeah,
game.
that's fair. It's like saying what's your favorite book to somebody who reads 100 books a year. Like, what do you? How do you do that?
Well,
My
I
favorite
can
book
read like
this month. My favorite book this decade. Like,
yeah, I read a lot of books, but I definitely know my favorite book series.
yes, yes,
That's
which we
never a
can
question for me.
definitely get into. I suppose if we're done talking video games, which I'm not sure we are, but we can always go back, circle back. So yeah, tell us about books and your approach to reading and the kind of genres you like, and then feel free to step right in and tell us about your Roman Empire and preach the good word.
Yeah, so I read just about like anywhere from 50 to 100 books a year. It just depends on how my year is going.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really been reading a whole lot the past couple of months, but I have a lot of books and I love reading. But my all-time favorite book series is Throne of Glass, which is written by Sarah J. Maas, which a lot of people know her from the ACOTAR series.
Mm-hmm. A Court of
And
Thorn
not,
and Roses.
yes.
Yes. Just so people, if they don't know that, is that an acronym or an initialization? Oh, I never know.
I think I think it's an acronym.
Yes.
Or maybe,
I
yeah, I
think
would
it's
say
an
it's an acronym.
acronym if you pronounce it, and an initialization if you say the leopards separately. I don't know. The
Yeah.
early morning brain. Anyway, so the same author who wrote and is perhaps more popular for her A Court of Thorn and Roses series has this other series
Yes.
called Throne of Glass, and that is, in your opinion, the best thing ever.
Yes.
To sum up.
I will go back to that series many, many more times. I've read it all the way through. I've actually only read it all the way through twice. But it's just because it is a lot. It's like eight books. Um, and because like when I go back to it, I want to be into it. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be like I don't want to get bored of it because I already know what's going to happen. So
Sure.
I leave enough space to kind of forget some of the small details
Mm-hmm.
and how things happen and like what order they happen in. Um, but it's the best. It's work of art. It was originally written actually as like a young adult book series for the
Okay.
first book.
Yeah.
And it was her first book series release ever. So the story changed a lot as she changed. So,
Nice.
but it develops beautifully, and
So if
I
you're
mean,
going to broadly summarize the
ugh.
plot over the books, like very broad strokes, sort of give us an idea who the main players, where does the plot kind of go, what's the setting?
Yeah, I'm like big on not no spoilers, but I'll definitely try my best. Um, it opens up as almost um I want to say like Hunger Games-esque kind of like you have this girl who's an assassin who's living in a camp, and she's hired by the king to participate in a champion like showdown of all these other assassins and whatnot to become the king's champion.
Right.
So it kind of starts as that, and it dives into like the kingdom's lore, and like who the main character actually really is and her history, and um, there's pretty much like a war brewing kind of in the background, and
Mm-hmm.
the deeper you get into the books, the more and more you find out that it like how deep it actually goes, like not just in the past like 100 years, but the like actual creation of the whole continent kind of thing. So it
Sure.
gets really deep. That's why the books get really, really long. By the last book, you're like over 1,000, like almost 1,000 pages.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
I'm hearing a few parallels with Game of Thrones, from you explaining it like that, but it perhaps isn't quite that. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Brutal, maybe, or is it? I don't know. You're
oh yeah.
talking assassins.
Um, so in the beginning, it is like kind of stunning, not quite as brutal. There's definitely not, a lot of fantasy readers also tend to enjoy the spicy books. There's not a lot of like sexual content in the book,
Right.
so not as Game of Thrones in that sense
Mm-hmm.
either. So, um, but um, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's it's
It's his
it's
own
I think
thing, and that could
I
be
think
good
because
too.
I
Yeah.
enjoy it so much, it really
Sure.
is its own thing.
Yeah.
But it is
Nice.
kind of Game of Thrones-ish with the fact that there's sword fighting and magic. There's not really a whole lot of magic in Game of Thrones, but there's a lot more magic in this. But there is also wyverns, um, so could
Maybe
be
something a little
a
bit
good
like,
parallel.
and this is just me spitballing, maybe like The Witcher, or maybe like The Wheel of Time. I'm trying to think. Kind of these epic series. Um, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I love a recommendation, especially like a slightly rabid, like this is the best thing ever kind of recommendation,
Yeah.
to make me go, oh, I actually should look at this because it's like somebody else's absolute favorite thing ever. I tend, and
Yeah.
I've said this lots of times before, I tend to be the kind of reader that sticks to their favorites and reread and comfort rereads. So I like being pushed to try something new, even if I don't end up liking it as much as I maybe thought. Uh, but yeah, even the act of trying something new and kind of broadening my taste is quite valuable to me. So yeah, I'll definitely have to look that
Yeah.
one up. And Yeah, it was interesting that you said that you like to have a bit of a gap between rereads of this series. I absolutely not. In terms of my rereads, as I said before, Lord of the Rings, I'll like read it and then just start again from the start and just keep
Oh,
going. Doesn't need a gap. And if I can't sleep, I'll definitely just chuck on Andy Serkis reading the first couple of chapters of Lord of the Rings, even though I've heard it 30, 40 times before. It's very soothing to me, even if I know exactly what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's
yeah.
interesting, different approaches to even rereading. But yeah, is it mainly fantasy that you like to read, or what other sort of genres do you reach for?
Yeah. Well, I'll see. So, Throne of Glass is definitely my favorite book, and I think it's an incredible. I think it's definitely a masterpiece as far as storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as far as like like the way it's actually written, I wouldn't say it's a beautifully written book by any means.
Okay.
I read of a lot of other genre of books, just like contemporary romances, and I'll read historical fiction, epic fantasies, which have like no romance in them at all, just a lot of fighting and war and things like that. I enjoy
Mm-hmm.
those. Um, I read a lot of like dark romances, murder mysteries.
Nice.
So I have a wide range.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, Fantasy is usually typically my go-to though.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, I think I lean slightly. I mean, I'm very much into Lord of the Rings, and as I said, video game series wise, Dragon Age is my favorite. So I do love fantasy, and my favorite author is Terry Pratchett. So I really like his Discworld series. So comedy sort of fantasy. But
yes.
probably
Yeah.
am a bit more of a sci-fi girly at heart,
Oh yes, I
which is
love sci-fi.
interesting because you would think then I would like Mass Effect over Dragon Age, them being the kind of yin and yang, I suppose, of BioWare as the developer who makes both of those game series. And if you're a fan of BioWare games, you tend to be either like more of a Mass Effect fan than a Dragon Age fan. It's kind of you kind of one or the other, but you can still like both. But yeah, I've always I suppose my favorite book. So my favorite author is Terry Pratchett, but my favorite book of all time is Jurassic Park. And I'm
Oh.
really into dinosaurs. So fingers are crossed that my 2-year-old nephew gets really into dinosaurs, because then I'll be like the coolest aunt ever for about 5 years. Um,
Yeah, that's actually awesome. I'll be honest, I didn't even know that there was a Jurassic Park book. I love Jurassic Park, but I should have known that there was a Jurassic Park book. I feel kind of silly that I
Okay,
didn't know, but
if you read Jurassic Park, I will read at least the first book, Throne of Glass, and we can
okay.
compare notes. All right, because Jurassic
Deal,
Park
deal,
is a
deal.
very cool book. It might not be what you're expecting, I suppose, compared to the movie. I mean, the movie is arguably very faithful to the book, and I don't even necessarily look for faithfulness in an adaptation.
Hmm.
But the book goes a lot into like abuse of science, and it goes a lot into like chaos theory and like humans, the
Yeah.
fallacy of like trying to control natural systems. And yeah, I suppose I mean, it was written in the 80s, I believe, from the top of my head. And yeah, it was a time when genetic engineering was a big concern, and so yeah, obviously that leads into the whole like they genetically engineered the dinosaurs, but I suppose corporate responsibility and the whole idea that scientists are motivated by profit, which I suppose goes a little bit into like the pharmaceutical sort of industry these days. But being motivated by profit to do science, and the concept of being so caught up in whether you could do something that you don't sort of stop to think whether you should, and the kind of
Yeah.
the moral bankruptcy, I suppose, in going down that road and being led by capitalism to do crazy science. Um, so yeah, but there are lots of dinosaurs, and it does have all those kind of thriller aspects and adventure and etc. That the movie kind of really well adapted. But it's got another layer that I always find really fascinating, and I do like reading sciencey things that are written to be quite. Oh, I got a good haul from the honey buzzard. This is good.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but yeah, I like other sci-fi that is a little bit like that. Things like Andy Weir, like The Martian, and recently I read Project Hail Mary, which I probably liked even more than The Martian, which is saying something because I really like The Martian. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, different sci-fi, I suppose, have really captured my imagination over the years. And one that I always do really recommend, which stumbles a little bit more into lit fic, is Ursula Le Guin, and her, in particular, her book, The Left Hand of Darkness. Always would recommend to somebody who's looking to get into sci-fi, because it's just a beautiful book, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's very cool. So yeah, that's kind of where I go book wise. I have been getting into like thrillers and murder mysteries a little bit in the last kind of 12 months. I really got into the Reacher series, the Jack Reacher series by
Hmm.
what's his name, Lee Child. So I read a whole bunch of those, and I really liked the TV series, the adaptation. What else have I been reading, murder mystery wise? I can't even think. But I have been much more into that type of story than I ever have been. So, what would be your kind of recommendation in terms of like thriller slash murder mystery type of books?
Oh, let me I actually have a book series. So there's um, it's called the, I wouldn't say it's like mystery, but it's more thriller, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Mindfuck series is probably my favorite. The author actually she's not alive anymore, unfortunately, but the book series is, I would love to have more of them, but pretty much it's a about a uh like a, I guess she would be considered an assassin. It's
Okay.
been a while since I read it, but it was really good. She is a killer. She kills, and she's being like falls kind of in love with a detective.
Sounds a little bit Killing Eve.
Um,
Have you ever seen that show?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, but yes. Yeah, it is kind of the same vibes.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to look into
But
that. Dark romance. St. Abbey is the author.
yes.
Um,
Yep, S.T.
yeah, cool.
Abbey.
Adding that to my wish list for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a great series. And they're also pretty quick reads too, which is nice. I read it, I read like quick reads as kind of like a refresher in between any books that I seem to, they take kind of like an emotional toll, like those high fantasy books.
sure.
So I kind of just read it as almost like a palate cleanser, and ended up really enjoying it and reading all of them.
Oh wow, nice. I recently read on Hen's recommendation. Hen got me into the Murderbot books. So yeah, I had really
Yes,
been enjoying those, and I need to step back into that because I get really
that
locked
was
in
the,
and like hyper fixated on things. And
me too.
yeah,
That was another palate cleanser of mine that I got so locked in and ended up reading all of them.
nice, nice. Um, oh, sorry, I've been ignoring the chat a little bit. Deb's here. Hello, Deb. Welcome, welcome. And I'm Ginger Giraffe, just rocked up. Hello, hello. And
Hi, Giraffe.
yeah, Deb
Hi,
is
Deb. Hi,
is
Deb.
supporting my honey buzzard, which is always appreciated.
Yes, she's
I've got
summoning the
this.
worms.
I've got this rose ring parakeet in my hand. I'm just trying to work out if they're. Well, you don't have any white powers for me to copy, and G only has the sister collar and the Carolina Wren. And it always trips me up that it isn't like copy anybody's, it's copying your neighbour's. So I can't copy Hensward, which is irritating because she has the best white powers to potentially copy. But that's okay. We will get over it. Um,
I was gonna say I do have a white power that I think you might have missed me picking up, but I picked up a Bell's Vireo at the very beginning of this
oh
game
yeah, I
of
did
this
miss
round.
that. Okay, cool. Well, that might be a good go. Well, I need to play something in my grassland so then I can lay. Oh no, I don't have to lay. I've got chipping sparrow. What am I on about? I was
Oh
like, I need
yeah,
to lay
Chippy.
eggs, but I
Keep forgetting
forgot I've
about
got chipping.
Chippy.
I'm getting distracted. Um, it's okay. Yeah, I'll take that and we'll toss the warbler. Get another nectar. This is good. No. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm going to spend it anyway. All right, we've got some food now, so we're going to play all the
Nice.
things.
There
Um,
you go.
Deb says she's about to run
And you
to a
gave me a food too.
picnic. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Oh yes, I gave you a wheat pine cone. Enjoy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, if I had to recommend one other book, I would
Hmm.
probably recommend a book called Alone with You in the Ether,
Ooh.
by Olive E. Blake. That book though it is an intense read. It's only about like I think it's 350 pages. I don't think it's a very long book. It's a pretty
Hmm.
medium book, but it might even be like in the 200s. But it still took me like a good week to read that book, which is very slow for me because you have to take your time reading it. It's written beautifully, but it is very, very detailed, lots of big words. My brain felt fried afterwards, but it's a really gorgeous love story.
Sure. Yeah, that one.
And
That one. I'm looking at it. I'm reading the synopsis. It's the
yeah, it was
characters sound
really
really
gorgeously
interesting
written.
actually.
Yeah, it was written so well. Even so, I actually read like the prologue,
Mm.
and I was like, wow, this is really intense. Maybe it's just the prologue. So then, like, I kind of started reading it, getting into the book a little bit, and I was like, no, this is how the entire book is written. But now I'm so invested that I have to keep reading it because I wasn't fully prepared for how intense of a read it
Yeah,
was. But
cool. Okay.
it was a really beautiful book.
My wish list is getting out of control, but that one definitely needs to be on it as well. Very cool, very cool. Do you read physical books or do you like an e-reader or a Kindle or do you ever read audiobooks? What's your preference there?
I have so I typically if I'm like finding new books, I'm not sure if I'll actually like it or not. Maybe it's a book that doesn't have like amazing reviews or I haven't heard anybody saying anything about it, but it has a lot of great reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to pick it up on Kindle Unlimited.
Sure.
So I'm a big fan of like Kindle Unlimited reading books. That way I can read it on my phone or my computer or wherever I go.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have this really bad habit. If I love the book, I will buy the physical version.
Sure.
And I also just love having physical books.
Yeah, I do
Even
too.
though I prefer reading them on like an e-reader, like or on my phone or
Mm.
something. I do love having physical books. So I have a bookshelf that's chock full of books.
Yeah, I totally get that. I almost exclusively read audiobooks these days because I have trouble focusing on a physical book. And I still have a whole bookshelf full of books, and a lot of them I haven't read yet, and probably never will now that I'm so
Yes.
heavily into audiobooks. Or I might read the audiobook version even though I've got the physical book. And I look at them and I go,
I feel that.
I should get rid of all these books. And then I'm like, no, I love my books. And I've got some beautiful, beautiful books, some really beautiful editions of some of my favorites. Like I mentioned, like Jurassic Park and its sequel, and The Left Hand of Darkness, and some of my favorite Terry Pratchett books. And I just have some of these beautiful editions, and it's almost just like owning them makes me happy, even if I'll never crack the spine and actually read that edition.
Yes. Yeah, I love they're like I kind of see them as almost like trophies.
Mm.
Um it's kind of like the same thing as if you I'm trying to think of like another good example.
Oh, it's
Okay, so
like
my
having
boyfriend
collectibles and leaving them in mint condition.
exactly. Well, I was actually gonna say my boyfriend was like, why would you buy the physical book of this if you've already read them like
Mm.
on Kindle Unlimited? And I was like, well, it's kind of like if you play a video game and you really like you love that video game, or if you go and watch a movie and then you go and you buy like a figurine to have on your shelf forever.
Mm,
It's kind of like the same concept for me. Like, I love this book series, so I'm gonna buy the physical book so it can sit on my
yeah.
shelf and I can show everybody and talk to everybody about how much I love this book.
It's like a memento. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, very cool. I'm glad you understand because my husband
I
doesn't.
do. I get it. It's yeah, it's like have like collecting figurines or
Mm,
posters, or it's kind of the same concept.
nice.
So I enjoy it. I love my physical books. I also wish I loved reading the actual physical books better,
Yeah, I
because
do too.
I like the feeling of it.
I get frustrated with myself because yeah, when I was younger, I was always my nose in a book. I was a very bookish kid, and yeah, I just kind of lost touch with that as I got older. And it's just something about the way I like to relax, and it's very rarely the case that I want to pick up a book and stare at it. I just feel like I never can quite get comfortable reading a book. I don't know. And also, there's a focus issue there as well. So I tend to whack on an audiobook and listen to it while I do my pottery quite often, or in the car is another place that I heavily listen to audiobooks. Or if I'm really into something, I'll just put it on and like lie down with my eyes closed and just listen. That's also quite nice as well, though I sometimes will fall asleep, which is sometimes the point. Um,
Yeah.
but Hen's saying audiobooks are nice because you can play Wingspan and read at the same time. Oh, I don't think I
Yeah.
could ever. I don't know, something about, oh, I can't listen to music and work at the same time. Like, I don't know, I've never been the type of person that likes to focus on heavily on two things at once, which is weird because I can audiobook and pottery. That's a bit of an exception to the rule for me. But pottery is quite a mindless, instinctual thing for me, I guess. There's a little bit of decision making, but it's not something I have to actively focus on, like playing a game of Wingspan. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. Um,
I actually don't think I could listen to an audiobook and play Wingspan, because I get a little overwhelmed with like audio wise.
mm,
Um, where like if there's too much going on, it overwhelms me. So I can have music on sometimes when I'm working if it's songs that I'm familiar with, and I can have it at a lower volume, but even then, sometimes not. If I'm getting a little overwhelmed with work, I'll have to turn it off. But if I'm playing Wingspan, I could totally have a book up on my other screen reading it in between turns. I could
mm.
totally do that.
Yeah, it depends. I
I
mean,
have done
yeah.
that.
I mean, I just said that I don't like listening to music and working at the same time. I suppose I meant more like, it depends on the kind of work and the kind of music. Like they'll have the radio on, or just some random playlist on at work, like just on the speakers, and that's kind of okay. It kind of contributes to my. I have an overstimulation thing, and I work in an open plan office, so it kind of gets a little bit crazy sometimes. And I prefer things to be quite quiet and calm as possible, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just depends. But I could never listen to something like, say, the Hamilton soundtrack and work at the same time because my brain would be trying so hard to connect with that media, it being a very word heavy musical.
Hmm.
Whereas I could probably chuck on like classical music and do the same work that I would struggle to listen to Hamilton and do at the same time. So it really depends. Um,
Yeah, I work from home, so I have my headset on. So if I were to turn music on, it'd be coming through like the same wavelengths and everything as like my work
mm,
and my job. And I sit on teams with all my like team members, so like their voices and things like that just gets a little overwhelming.
sure.
I guess I could probably like I used to work in retail, for example, and having that music going on in the background did kind of help with like the flow of like staying on task if I wasn't actively helping like a client, like, scanning things in and organizing things. So
Yeah, cool. Um,
Shay.
yeah, it's so interesting how different people's minds works and how they approach multitasking and whether they like it or don't. And um, yeah, I really hate feeling like I'm being pulled in different directions. I don't enjoy that at all. So I multitask well, but only under very specific conditions. um,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I did. I like to multitask and I can multitask. I can do like
On my
multiple things
own
at work at
terms,
the same
not
time,
other
but
people's terms. Yeah.
oh, absolutely, yes. Other people's terms, I get overwhelmed fast.
Yeah.
I get very overstimulated.
Yeah, my therapist still does not understand how I used to be a McDonald's manager, because that was, compared to the way that I operate today. Like, she does not understand how I even coped for 10 seconds in that job, because it was very much like 10 people asking me different things at the same time. So, um, cool, cool. It looks like G might have stepped away, maybe baby stuff. So we're just vamping at the minute while we wait for Hen's next turn. But having a look at the notes you sent me, let's have a look. Um, you love fishing, actually. That's an interesting one. I don't think that's come up on a stream with a guest anymore. Um, how did you get into fishing? How was that? Was that like a family thing as you were a kid, and you really liked it, or?
Yeah. So, my grandma, I have a lot of
Oh.
great memories with my grandma. She had a garden out back, and we used to go
Mm-hmm.
out into her garden, dig in the dirt, find worms, and then take them and our fishing poles down to the pond over by her house
Mm-hmm.
and fish. So that was kind of like my first thing that really got me into
That's
fishing.
adorable.
Yeah, I loved that. And then my dad, he moved down to Florida when I went into high school. And so every break, Christmas, summer break, spring break, all of my breaks were spent in Florida with him.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I,
Different, very different fish in Florida than in Indiana. I don't know.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of got into like, um, sorry, one second. I'm
No, you're fine.
trying to take
Take
my
your turn.
turn here real quick.
Hey, Grim, by the way, welcome on in.
I got really into fishing with him because he would go out and fish on the Gulf. So like saltwater fishing and deep water fishing is like completely different than like
Mm-hmm.
fishing in a pond. Um, and then he actually does fishing tournaments. He does fishing tournaments on the freshwater lakes in Florida. I've been exposed to fishing a lot in my life, and I just love it. I don't know what it is. I could be out there fishing and not catch a single fish and still enjoy the experience.
Nice. That's great. I've never been into fishing myself, but I mean, water sports, I suppose, wise. My parents are really into sailing, and have had
Oh, that's
boats ever
awesome.
since I was a kid. So, yeah, I've definitely been on the water, um, in boats with them a lot. But my dad was never into fishing because he's allergic to all fish. So it was always a real
Mm.
deal breaker, and we never ate a lot of seafood as a kid as a result. So I have very what's the word I'm looking for? Um, very vanilla taste in seafood, I suppose. I only sort of go for your really basic stuff. I wish I was more adventurous with seafood, but yeah, it's just not really the way I was raised. Not that you can't break free of the way you were raised, but you kind of,
Yeah, it
yeah.
we did
Um,
never do like catch to eat usually. I mean, I think one time maybe when my dad and I went out on the golf, he might have caught like a grouper that we ate once, maybe. I don't even have
mhm.
a real memory of that. It's most of, you know, all of the fishing that I've done has been catch and release. So,
Yeah, that's cool in itself.
mhm.
We had a very famous fisherman. I should take my turn though before I explain about Rex Hunt. Um,
Oh, yes, take your turn.
uh, where do I want to spend my nectar actually? Um, maybe partially. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just play the trumpetist one. Um, yeah, there was a famous guy in Australia called Rex Hunt, and he had a TV show called, funnily enough, Rex Hunt's Fishing Adventures, and he was very famous because he would catch them. He was a big catch and release guy, and he would catch the fish and he would kiss it and then throw it back.
Oh, goodness.
And so, yeah, that kind of still memorable to this day. Rex Hunt and his kiss the fish and throw it back. The random things that you retain from your childhood. But yeah, that was kind of the fisherman version of Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, I guess. Just
Yeah, that's
extremely,
immediately what I thought of when
yeah,
you were talking
extremely
about that.
enthusiastic about nature and wildlife, and we love that always. So
Yes.
very cool. Um, yeah, nice fishing. That's interesting. Yeah, I've trying to think any times I went fishing as a kid, just as a very random thing to do. I never caught a fish. It was always a very testing my patience kind of a thing. I didn't really associate it with chilling out. It was more of a I'm here to do the thing, but the thing isn't happening, and I don't have control over whether the thing happens or not. So I remember that being a bit of a frustration for me.
Yeah, it's not up to you, it's up to the fish.
No, it isn't. It isn't up to you. Actually, that egg from your noisy miner is huge. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome.
Um, what's the plan here now? Okay. Kind of need. I don't know. I don't know. It's a very nice little forest you've got there, hen. Housefinch, budgie, wagtail.
Yeah, I would like to have that forest. I like
Yeah.
my forest.
Yeah, you also have a nice forest. Mine's
I
not too
also
bad
pulled a
either.
I
Um,
pulled a common mina, which is just not useful for me because you have nothing
yeah.
in your grass.
Sorry. um, I don't know what to do. Uh, I will take food, even though there's any nectar, and that's disappointing to me. Um, let's
I took it
just.
all.
You
Sorry.
did. You did. It's so rude. Um, there, I get one. Okay. Uh, we'll gain a berry, just for variety. It's the spice of life. Yeah, I think I'll play this red cockaded woodpecker and hope that gives me a bit of direction.
There you go.
Uh, Oftentimes, I feel a little bit directionless midway through round 3 of a game. It's probably one of the flaws
Yeah,
in my game as a player.
I had a really rough start, so finding a direction
Mm.
it was definitely difficult. But now that I mean, we're off to the races now, so
Hmm. 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 I've got all the food, and I just need to figure out what to play. Um, 6. Maybe I'll go oyster catcher. That'll finish large birds for me. I think
there you go.
that'll be a way to go. Hopefully, oyster catcher can find me some rodent birds, because I've got a very disappointing 2-point rodentologist right now. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I've sent you a couple of cards because the cards that I keep pulling out of this pink-eared duck,
Mm.
I'm like, I can't send that to Hen or G
I'm your dumping
because
ground
they
for
will
problematic
benefit.
cards.
Yeah, they will benefit
Nice.
from that.
Very good. Very good.
Oh yay, more free food. All right, let's see what I get out of this Bell's Vireo here. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I pulled a behaviorist, which like completely throws me off of my next few turns. Like, should I play it that
Ah,
way?
a behaviorist to pivot or not to pivot. Okay.
Yeah. I started out with site selection, so it's like not only am I looking at nest types, I'm
Hmm.
also now looking at the card color.
Well, you finally did the thing that I was waiting for you to do, so I will immediately play my parakeet and find myself bird feeder. Okay, that's because I don't want passerine and large birds, so we'll go bird feeder. It's 3 points. We'll take it.
Bird feeder.
Bird feeder. Ugh. As we say in my house, why don't you just spit in my face?
Oh my gosh.
We have a lot of really random sayings like that in our household.
We have a lot of random sayings like that at work, and I'm gonna have to throw that one in there.
Yes. Well, I
Why don't you
mean,
just spit in my
it's
face?
probably the reason why the perhaps not so commonly heard Australian phrase "we're not here to fuck spiders" connected so much with Ben and me that we say it quite often. Um,
Oh my gosh. I've
you
definitely
haven't
not
heard
heard
of
that
that
one
one?
either.
Oh, you've missed
Say it
the
again?
"we're not here to fuck spiders."
Oh,
That one definitely I became known for around festive sort of time, and it's become kind of linked with me. Um,
that's super goofy.
it is a legitimate Australian phrase,
Hmm.
but perhaps not often heard.
Yeah, we take funny sayings like that to the extreme at my job. We like tend to like make our like passwords and stuff kind of match like the most outrageous stuff
Nice.
like farts and um we have a couple of people from the Philippines who do work with us, and
Oh,
so
me too,
sometimes the
actually.
phrases,
That's a really
yeah, so
popular thing. Yeah, we have a couple of remote workers from the Philippines.
yeah, and so sometimes like our phrases or words like they don't know what they are, and
Yeah,
so it's really entertaining to kind
yeah.
of like bring those up and be like, what do you think it is? And I will never forget that uh the one of the guys that we work with, he didn't know what a shart was. That
Uh,
was really entertaining.
right. Yeah, it's funny when you have to stop and explain things that just come out of your
Yeah.
mouth just because you're so used to them. I also had a really lovely guy I used to work with in the same physical office. So it was just me and him, and I'd just be talking to him all day long. And he's oh my god, where is he from? He's it's from Bangladesh. Um, so yeah, he came to Australia in the last couple of years, and I was just throwing out these random, just everyday terms, and he would just like stop, and I would like sense the pause in our conversation, and I'd be like, "Wait, what did I say that you don't understand?" And he would repeat it back, and I was like, "Okay, so this means." And it's funny, like I love language and things like that where you think, oh, that is so like I said it and I did not even think about it, and then to somebody who English is their second language, it's just this real, oh my god, what fruit salad of words just came out of your mouth, like
Yeah.
um
Fruit salad.
I have 2 eggs and I'm going to play this oyster catcher. Oyster catcher, take the wheel. Maybe. Don't think I'm happy with that actually. I'll take the woodcock. Um, who's after me? G. Well, enjoy the Casson's finch that you'll probably take, G.
It has an interesting play with the starling. Oh,
Mm,
because I forgot that she has two food gainers in her
yeah,
grass.
she's getting a bit
Three.
of food.
Three. Oh yeah. I was like, she has nothing in her forest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real resource gaining grasslands rather than a point scoring one. So I'm thinking, yeah, she's kind of getting, if she's using the raven, she's getting 3 points plus the butcher bird. So we all know how consistent the butcher bird can be.
Really
AKA not.
not. Yeah, definitely not the most reliable.
Mm,
Well, go ahead. I'll take this one here. I don't even know. I think I left you with a silly little teal.
I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Now is the question: do I lay eggs for the end round or not bother? Always the question. Um, no, I don't know.
Do you do what? Lay eggs or do what?
Lay eggs for the end around or not bother? Because it's like 2 eggs. I mean, I've got plenty of birds with ground nests, but not the ability to put eggs on them.
Yeah.
Um, but I could qualify by taking food, but I don't really want to take food because I can't take nectar, it being the end of round, and I don't know. It's all a bit of a mess. I still didn't get any rodent birds. That's I might have to just accept that we've got a bit of a fail on the rodentologist front.
I forgot that you had rodentologist.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell from looking at my board. Um,
Okay, and then I'm going to lay some eggs. I only have one bird that qualifies for this, but what can you do?
I enjoy that you're making something of this behaviourist.
Trying
Can see
to. Yeah,
something brewing. Mm.
I was fully planning on playing a raven and then laying eggs so that I could get that extra food for whatever I play with the wagtail.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a decent amount of food right now, so I think I'll maybe skip that for now.
Sure. So hen has 2 ground nests. You have one, and you've got an egg on it already. Same with G. So laying eggs, presuming that hen's going to lay eggs, which is not a given. She's got 2 nectar. Oh, I don't even know. I know she can cache the nectar on the magpie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can lay eggs to tie the end of round, which will be. Yeah, I think that'll be worth it. And I need the eggs for next round, so.
Yeah, you need them anyway. Might as well do it now.
Yeah, I think that's the play. I think that's the play.
My points are not
Oh,
looking the
shout out to
greatest.
Julie from Scotsword's Twitch community. Welcome, welcome. Say, is she following from a previous shout out, or did somebody post? No.
Okay.
Well, you're very welcome.
Play this. Interesting.
Alright, honey buzzard. Just the one worm. I'll take it.
Oh, better than none.
Indeed.
I think all I've got going for me right now is my bonus cards.
Sometimes it goes like that. Yeah, my points are. They're okay. They're okay. They could be better. Hen's board is looking pretty dangerous at the minute, I would say. Oh, I would have loved that whooping crane.
Yeah. It was a good one. It gave me small clutch specialist.
Okay.
I had that or wetland data analyst, and I did meet the minimum on that, but that was it. Whereas maybe
You've
I
got
could make small
potential on
clutch
small
specialist
clutch.
work.
Yeah. Oh,
You know.
Minate, you are just the loveliest human being. Recommending my stream to others. Look at you out there in the world, doing good.
Yeah, gotta spread the word.
If if a Wingspan tournament server was a nation, you would be our national treasure. Okay, so 4 points for tying the end of round. That's not. Mike was like, I'm referring people too. Good job, Michael.
Hey, I sent the link to like a lot of people. Come on.
You did. That's true. That's true. All right, pats in the back for everybody. Oh,
For everyone,
That
everyone.
Rufus is so tempting, but I don't
It
really want to draw
is.
cards.
It's a big rodentologist bird.
Oh, it is. But I did kind of think I was going to play the red cockaded in the forest there.
It's really sad that the skiff decided to make an appearance this late in the game. I would have
Yeah.
loved to have that earlier.
Shout out to Deb and the skiff, her favorite
Oh
bird.
yeah, but it's a great bird. It's definitely one of my favorites as well.
Nice. Um, Terminator's like, oh no, there are lots of other people who are treasures. Just accept the compliment, Manate. I'll take all this nectar while it's here, is what I will do.
That's a
Oh,
great idea.
so much nectar.
Oh, the nectar.
All the nectar. I have so much food, it's not even funny. And nowhere to dump it. I'll probably be winning the food tiebreaker if it comes to that, but I don't think it'll come to that. I'd love to say I had a stubble quail or something up my sleeve, but I do not. All right. Well, while we've got a couple of turns left, let's talk TV because I think we've got a bit to talk about there too. Shifting
Yeah.
from the page to the screen.
hmm
So I mentioned Game of Thrones in terms of books earlier, but you're a big fan of Game of Thrones, the series, I believe, and I've watched
Oh
that
yeah.
many times.
Many
Um,
times.
what did you think about the ending? I suppose is the big question. Are you a fan, do you tolerate it, or do you think it's a
Uh,
travesty?
I think I'm one of the very few people that is completely satisfied with the ending.
Okay,
Um, I I think that a lot of the fans kind of got what they were asking for in
okay.
the sense that fans were like, okay, well, this is a wonderful series, but I think you guys should wrap it up now. And so they're like, oh, you think so? Great, we're gonna release 4 episodes and they're gonna go really
And we're
fast.
gonna have
Like,
people time traveling,
or 6 episodes or
speed
whatever,
traveling
but
like the Flash to different areas of this gigantic map.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, because it was like, in the first few seasons, it took forever for them to get from the north down all the way down
Mm-hmm.
to, um, uh, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Um, oh my
King's
gosh,
Landing.
King's Landing. There
Yeah.
we go. I thought of it at the same time you did. It took months, and it was
Yeah.
very obvious that it took a really long time with all
Mm-hmm.
the traveling that people did.
And it
But
gave that real sense of
um,
scale to the setting. Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as like the story itself, we had the haunting of the White Walkers the entire time, and then for it to just like suddenly come to its climax as
Mm.
quickly as it did was a little bit of a letdown, but I mean, I loved it anyway. I still think that it was great entertainment.
Sure.
Um, and
That's a shame.
so I don't
Zobi isn't here because Zobi loves Game of Thrones, and I just broke my rule. But yeah, have you read the books as well? Are you down with being a big book reader? I would be shocked if you hadn't read the books.
I haven't I haven't read the books, and the reason why is because I keep hearing that it's not finished, and I
Mm, mm-hmm.
cannot stand reading
Right.
book series that aren't finished. There's only like one or two book series where I'm like, okay, I'll continue to read this. The first book series, it was because I didn't know it wasn't finished when I started it, and I loved it, so I'll keep reading as the books are released. But like the other one is Fourth Wing, which is very popular, and I read that knowing that it wasn't finished, only because it was so popular.
Sure.
Um,
Sorry,
but
just
I've
me
never been a
making a
big fan
face
of
because
that.
I've just drawn two 0 point bonus cards.
Oh no.
Citizen scientist or prairie manager, and I have no hope of making points
Oh,
on
that's
either.
terrible draw.
So we're gonna skip the bonus card out of disgust.
There you go.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, I think that's just
Yeah, that's fair.
I
That's
just won't
completely
read it
fair.
because of that reason.
Pour one out for the book readers who were into the books before the series started, for the TV series
Yeah.
started. Um, Yeah, I am still waiting for Winds of Winter. I have been intensely into Game of Thrones previously. I'm sort of a little bit out of the loop with some of it now. I have been watching House of the Dragon and enjoying that. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, when Winds of Winter comes out, I will be buying it and reading it if it ever does. Touch wood. But yeah, I totally understand. It definitely is. Or it's a patience tester, waiting for a book series to be finished. For sure.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
there's certainly a lot of depth in the books compared to the series. Well, compared to the later seasons of the series in particular. There's a lot of stuff with like foreshadowing and prophecy and a lot of extra characters that were completely cut from the series that are actually quite important, arguably. So there is a
Yeah, I've
lot
actually
there
heard of that too.
to enjoy. Um, a lot there to enjoy, even if the series isn't finished, I suppose. I honestly just think George R. R. Martin just kind of wrote himself into a bit of a corner and everything's a little bit too convoluted and complex and there's so many characters that need to be wrapped up. Like, I couldn't even imagine um, trying to finish it. Like, his like plot map in his head must be just like insane. I can't even. But yeah, I don't think it's controversial to say that he's created some of like really amazing characters, and his characterization is top notch, and I think that really did carry through into the series. So yeah, one of my favorite characters is Tyrion Lannister, and Jamie as well,
Oh
I
yeah.
guess. So yeah,
I'm of course a big Daenerys fan. I
big
can't
Daenerys
help
fan.
it.
Fair
I
enough.
can't
Fair
help
enough.
it. I like the Jon Snow. I would say, you know what? I think it's Daenerys and then probably Tyrion is my second favorite.
Sure.
Um, but I like Jon Snow.
Mm-hmm.
I love all of the characters and I'm a big fan. I also really like watching shows with people, especially if they've like specifically, not especially, but specifically if they've never seen it before.
Yeah.
So, um I'm seeing other people's point of view on the show is always entertaining since I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's always interesting to meet another Game of Thrones fan, and everyone has a slightly different take on it. And it's like video games; you sort of approach it in different ways and like different aspects of it. And there's so much there to kind of choose from. Um, but yeah, the ending of the TV show, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I also understood and agreed with a lot of the criticisms. Um, so I guess I do have that ability to kind of compartmentalize things and kind of enjoy it for what it is, and
Yeah.
also not disagree with the haters. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of like a lot of people have really good points about why they dislike it, but I still
Mm,
enjoy it for what it is. I'm in the same page,
sure.
on the same page with that.
Yeah, and there's other media that I've loved over the years that have been heavily criticized. That I can't fault some of the criticisms, but I also like it doesn't hamper my enjoyment of it. Like I'm a big Star Trek fan, and one of my favorite
Hmm.
Star Trek series is Star Trek Voyager, which is an old kind of very late '90s, early 2000s entry in the series. And a lot of people really shit on Voyager and think it's terrible, especially compared to Deep Space Nine, which was airing around the same time, and it just has completely like chalk and cheese the concept and how they approached making it and the writing. And yeah, I mean I'll defend Voyager to the death because I just really love the vibes and some of the characters, and it just is my comfort show. But I'll sit there and watch an hour long video of people saying I hate Voyager and this is why, and I'll get to the end of the video and say, well, I don't disagree with a lot of what you said, but it doesn't affect my ability to enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah,
So
that's I
yeah.
think the movie series or movie or media in general that I think people hate on the most that I will always enjoy, and I'm not ashamed to say that I enjoy it. It's comforting to me. I will
Mm,
watch it like if I'm sick or if I'm feeling like having a lazy weekend in bed. I will always go back to Twilight. But
okay.
that movie series is shit on so
Yeah, yeah,
much.
yeah.
Because honestly, it is terrible acting, and it really is like
Oh,
not the
but
greatest.
also
But
like
it's
it had such great actors in it, but they yeah just did not have a lot to work with. I love Robert Pattinson, but yeah, he does seem to be quite embarrassed about his involvement in Twilight. Um, but yeah, I read the books. I didn't love the writing quality, but I could see how the story would appeal to people. And you know, I've
hmm.
been into like sort of YA and things like that um, on occasion. I really like the Hunger Games, so yeah, I
Oh
definitely
yeah,
go for a bit of
yeah.
that. But
It, those are like the comfort ones that I'll go back to and I'll rewatch them, even if they're considered like not the greatest media as
mhm,
far as content and not always the best story writing. Divergent and Hunger Games and
mhm.
Maze Runner and all of those are always good ones to go back to just binge watch something enjoyable.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to end this game with a whimper and lay eggs twice for three points a pop.
Oh no.
Um,
That always feels so bad.
or I could gamble on drawing cards and see if the barn
Ooh.
owl will hit on one die. Um, and gamble that I can draw three cards and find something worth playing that's worth more than 6 points. Um, it's a
Oh, but do
gamble.
you don't have the eggs to even play another bird?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, you're right. I like your logic. I'm glad I didn't just talk myself into drawing cards without seeing that.
I would have said yes, take the risk and draw
You
cards
saved
if
me.
you
Yeah, you
had
saved me there.
one or two eggs.
Yeah, yeah, no eggs. I would have then like begged you to use your noisy mind and save me, save me.
And I don't plan on using
No, it's
the
okay.
noisy
And
miner.
it would have been really
That's why.
awkward.
Otherwise, I'd be like, yeah, because you're gonna get an egg.
Would have been really
Cross your
awkward.
fingers for a great grass bird to play.
Oh dear. Is KitKats winning? Dominic asks. Let's have a look. I have not been paying much attention to
Oh,
the other
probably not.
boards. She's got a great grassland engine, but I wouldn't say a ton of points on the board. Although 2 turns left, a bit of nectar in hand. It's possible she's got some big plays happening. Hen's got a mannequin play at the end of the game, and maybe is going to take some food for the blue magpies. Always a bit dangerous. And oh, wetland raven. I didn't see that go down. That's interesting.
Yeah, I
Um,
needed to get some food and I had to gain cards at some point and kind of
sure.
just leaning into my behaviorist
Hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough.
was my down there.
So yeah, this seems to be a kind of bonus card. Well, I mean, I know because you told me you're kind of leaning on your bonus cards for points, and yeah, potentially another bonus card for some points off that Indian vulture, and obviously a wagtail bird to go down at the end of the round. I think really it's kind of anybody's game except mine at the minute. Uh, I'll just gracefully go. I was in it, perhaps not to win it, and didn't expect much of myself very early in the morning. I am not a morning person, people. Oh dear. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I think smart money might be on hen. Not to ever count G out, and not to count out my guest either. But I know for a fact that I probably am not taking this. So that is my assessment of what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like at this point it could be anybody's game.
Very kind of you to say.
It could be anyone's. It could be anyone's game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to determine right now is what action I should take. This
Okay.
would be an extra 1 point. Definitely not worth that. I'm trying to determine actually, so I have the blue-winged warbler, and I'm trying to determine if that's more points than playing a common cuckoo that I'm probably not going to get any eggs on
For behaviorist. That's what,
for
4 points,
behaviors.
right? The cuckoo. So
Yeah,
that
it's a
would
4 point
be
bird, and then it would be plus 3 points because I do have a white bird to lay down. So it'd be like a 7 minus the egg, 5 points.
yeah. The warbler would be better slightly.
Right, unless I get one egg, and then it would just be like the same amount of
I mean, are
points,
there any
but
other bonus cards that it's relevant for?
no.
No.
It doesn't meet my site selection because
Hmm.
and neither of them would, but um okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and you know what? No, I'm gonna play this first, and then this will help me kind of determine which one I want to play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't actually. I am gonna have to play one of them first before I lay eggs because I don't have enough egg. I was gonna double play a bonus bird and then kind of use that to
Mm.
determine which one I should play, but I don't have enough eggs to do that. So I'm gonna lay eggs first.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do. That was a lot of information.
That's okay. That's okay.
Verbal processing.
I'm hearing. Well, yeah. I'm terrible for that when I work. I talk to myself constantly, and I do a lot of like data entry, admin kind of problem solving kind of stuff. And I just am like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
what was I doing? And I'll click the wrong button. I'll go, no, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do at all. And my coworkers probably think I'm just absolutely batshit because
I do that. I do that
constant
often. I just
stream of
have to
consciousness.
say it out loud. Like, it
Mm,
kind of sounds like I'm going in circles when I do it, but it's necessary for the way my brain works.
nice.
You might not understand, and I apologize,
No, I
but
totally understand.
I got the gist of where I was going.
Actually, playing this canvas back is more points than. Yeah, that's more points than laying eggs, so that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, because you're Omni.
Yes.
Good
And
catch.
might help for end around, possibly. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think we're all kind of struggling on points here,
Yeah, it
Hen.
might be a low
My
scorer, actually.
my points don't look great right now either.
Mm.
I have a lot of stuff coming up here, but so we'll see.
Or G's sitting on really good bonus cards and she'll make like 130 and we'll all be like around the 100. It's been known to happen.
Yeah, she's playing a lot of bonus cards. She's got a lot of bonus cards down.
Mm.
G might very well take that with those bonus cards, depending on how the good they are. How
Michael
many
says
bonus
he
cards
has
we see
faith in
left in
you.
the deck? Oh, thank you, Michael. Michael was the first person I ever played 2v2 with, and
Oh, that's cute.
yeah,
He's a good egg.
it was nice. It was, yeah, a good egg. Definitely learned a lot from him just about the game in general. When I
Mm.
joined into Wingspan, I actually had only ever played base game, so jumping right into the server where there's
Ah.
like all the expansions too was kind of it was a big change for me too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Learning curve.
Yeah, that must have cost you a pretty penny to buy all those expansions around the same time.
Um, so actually, a few months ago they had a Steam sale where all of the expansions were like you could buy all the expansions together plus
Oh,
base
nice.
game for I think it was like $20 for all
Bundle.
of them.
Ooh, very nice. Cool, cool.
Yeah, so that was good. Okay, let's double play and then see where we're going on the last turn. Yeah, my first 2v2 ever, I had like what 54 bonus points total at the end or 58 or something crazy.
ESP for the win.
Ooh. Okay. So this doesn't help me determine what bird I play because I can play any bird, but
Mm.
ecologist is the card I pulled.
Oh, that's nice. All right, honey buzzard, 2 worms, add them to the pile. I've got this food tiebreaker on lock.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I probably didn't need the azure tip, actually, in hindsight. But you never know how
Oh,
many
but it
worms
is
you're
a
going to
really
get.
great bird.
Yeah, it is. It's so flexible.
It would have been really useful if that Sri Lankan blue magpie came to you instead.
Oh, that would have been game changing. And it would have hit my rodentologist too.
It would have hit your rodentologist and you would have been able to cache all of that food.
Coulda, coulda, coulda made bank.
Yeah, the azure tit is definitely one of the cutest birds in the game.
Yeah, he is. He's a cute little fluff ball.
It's just a tiny little thing. He's so chonky. He looks like a
You love a
snowball.
round bulb.
Yeah. He looks like one of those ones you could get like the perfect Christmas ornament for.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of my grandparents had a Christmas tree that had all of those like older decorations on it, and a few of them were definitely birds of some sort.
Oh, that's cute. I'm really minimalist with my Christmas tree actually. I've got this really small tree that I just wrap some like silver look like this big chain of beads around and put a silver star on the top and I'm pretty much done. It's
Yeah,
very
my train's very minimal too. I
mm.
do have a couple of ornaments that they're like memorable ornaments, and I kind of want more of those, but I do go with like very standard. I actually this year had my first Christmas tree that I bought for myself. I'm sorry, last Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Since that was my first Christmas in my own house.
Nice.
Um,
That's always
and
exciting.
I went with like a black theme, so I got like black Christmas ornaments and black beads, and I loved it. I thought it was gorgeous.
Odin approves
I
this
had like a
message.
black and white plaid. Aw, Odin's so cute.
He's a handsome boy.
Can I disable my camera on this stream and then re-enable it? Will it
Um
work?
I don't know, that's the question. I
Maybe.
can. Oh, my brain is shut down. No, I don't. Uh,
I don't want to press the disable camera button in case, like, on this.
I don't know. Is the question. Video settings. Can I turn you off?
Here, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. You have
And then
successfully
I'll just
done
turn
it.
it back on.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We
So
learned
hold on
something.
one second.
For science.
Learn something new. Yay. Ugh, because Odin keeps making a visit.
Is it going to be sausage dog time?
Yes.
Yay! It's a sausage dog. Oh, hello.
Django.
Hello,
He's my cute
Django.
boy. And you can see he's very long boy.
He's all sausage body.
He's very sleepy right now because I just picked him up from his nap.
Oh, precious.
Oh,
Precious
he is so
Django, we
precious.
love you.
Oh, he's my baby.
Oh,
I don't know what I would do without him.
just want to put him in a
He's
hot
like
dog roll and eat him up.
he's like the best emotional support dog too.
Yeah.
Like he knows when I'm sad and he wants to cuddle and he's so he's really really sleepy right now though.
Oh, his short little legs, I can't even.
Yeah, he has like the shortest legs ever. He's
Oh,
so precious.
yeah. Sweet
Yes,
prince.
he's a good boy, aren't you? Yeah.
Okay, well, that
Aw.
just made my day, and the day is young, so well done.
Good, good, good.
Good stuff. Oh,
All right,
now
I'm
the
gonna go
rosy
ahead
birds come up. That's typical.
and play this blue-winged warbler.
Determinator's asking, has he missed the discussion of the tagline?
Oh,
KitKats was
yes.
talking about her favorite book series, which is her Roman Empire. So the thing that she thinks about just about every day, which
Yep.
is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Yeah. Oh, I
Yes.
remembered that. Go me.
Good
Um,
job. Ooh, I pulled mechanical engineer out of my Indian vulture. Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes. Throne of Glass, Sarah J. Maas is definitely my all-time fave.
Good stuff. Um,
His neck, yes, he has the wrinkliest neck
oh,
ever.
how old is he? I forgot if you said.
He just turned 5.
Sweetheart.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't get many nectar points. That's upsetting. It's sad when nectar flips and your score goes backwards.
Oh, I dislike that. Nectar is really, I have a bittersweet relationship with
Oh, 36
nectar.
bonus points.
Me and G both had 36 bonus points.
Oh, jeez. Got it. Oh, that is a low scorer. Okay. Well, I was right and I came last.
Oh no!
So I'll take that as a win, that I knew that I was doing badly. And Hen on 96, and you on 103, coming second, well done. And G sneaking up there
Thank
with
you.
113. So very low scoring game. A little bit of a struggle bus for all of us, but that's all right. So, yeah, I had the disappointing 2-point rodentologist. I probably should have just drawn a bit more mid-game. Maxed out large birds. 10-point omni, pretty proud of that. And a
Yeah, that's
bird
awesome.
feeder. I was one away from maxing bird feeder. That's always the way, isn't it? Why aren't you letting me look at the other board's screen?
Oh, I don't like when it does that.
It's not letting me. It's not letting me. If I go back out, will it let me?
I think
Save the game.
sometimes.
I must look at the bonus cards.
Yeah, I want to see what G had.
Scroll, 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 scroll. You should put your most recent games at the top.
I know, instead of the bottom.
Monster Couch, actually. Okay. Overview. No, it's not going to let me. It's doing the thing. Okay.
Oh no. Well, G had ESP, which was huge.
Yeah, that is huge. That's game winning.
Yeah, a maxed out viticulture, 6-point ethologist,
Right.
and then minimum 1 backyard birder platform,
Okay.
and then 4 points on food web expert, which
Okay.
is interesting.
Good going there. Good going. Cool.
Yeah.
What was your haul in the end?
I had 8 points on mechanical engineer.
Nice.
I had 7 on site selection.
Nice. That's a good job. I hate site selection.
I had 6 on behaviorist. And then I did end up maxing out small clutch specialist
Oh, well done.
at 7, and then I got an 8-point ecologist at the end as well.
Very nice. Very nice. Cool. Well, yeah, if ESP had landed in your lap, it would have been a different result.
Yeah.
as it often is. That's okay. All right. Well, GG's everybody. Thank you very much. Good chat. Thank you, Hen. I'm just going to post a few screenshots in the chat. Yeah, no, that was a good chat. We made it through, and I can go back to bed now. So
Yes,
winning.
enjoy your nap.
Good stuff. Looking ahead, the 22nd. So we've got a bit of a gap next week, I believe. So I'll see if I can rustle up somebody to do a stream in between now and then. But in a couple of weeks, we've got Jay coming in, finally. Highly anticipated stream coming up. So that'll be a fun one. Go nuts. And then we've got a fun double header. We've got TF Chump and Mini Chump coming in. So father and son duo, I believe. So that'll be a fun one. I have to work out how to double stream 2 video feeds, but I'll work it out. Then we've got a few returning guests. We've got Grains and Giraffe coming in early November. So lots to look forward to. Looking ahead, Hen saying yes, highly anticipated Jay reveal. But thank you everybody for coming. That was a great turnout in the chat. Always fun to have lots of people hanging out. And yeah, thanks very much to KitKats. It was really great getting to know you. Definitely do it again sometime if you're keen. And yeah, that was good.
Yeah, thanks for having me, for sure.
Excellent.
It was great fun.
All right. Thank you everybody. And I'll catch you next time. All right. Bye.